Well, we've got a thing that no one asked for. It's another celebrity makeup line.
Lord God.
Billy Porter, the Broadway legend and star of FX's Pose, has launched Black Mona Lisa, a cosmetic and skincare brand that is just in the long list of celebrity makeup lines.
I feel like you cannot be a celebrity unless you have a makeup line.
Yeah, like you come out the womb and they're like, here you go, here's your makeup line.
Right, trying to get a money grab. And speaking of dinero and speaking of money, sports commentator Shannon Sharpe is out of a job. ESPN has fired him after he settled a sexual assault case for $50 million. Sir, you settled a sexual assault case for that kind of money. You're trying to tell us if the glove don't fit, you must acquit? Like, what? You're denying us?
And you did that shit. And you absolutely...
$50 million?
It's just...
That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of money.
Oh, it's absolutely insane. But what's also insane is the amount of clips of celebrities from his show telling him, stop dating young women.
They coming for your money.
And look, here's the thing. He sexually assaulted that girl. Like, she had the receipts.
Right.
But also, it is a pattern where these men want young women because they want to take advantage of them. There's no reason a 55-year-old man should be with a 19-year-old girl.
Well, and I've had, names won't be named, but I have straight male friends who have gone through divorces, who have said to me, no, I want a younger woman because then I can mold her into her. That is so manipulative and counterintuitive to what relationship is. This is the male mindset in some ways.
This
not
is
everybody.
Not a pottery class, sir.
Girl.
Take up, like...
Well, listen, just because your first marriage didn't work, that tells you have some work to do before you get into another one, not molding somebody who you want them to be. So.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we're also going to talk about the conservatives have their capes on for Miss Sydney Sweeney because she was in this American Eagle jeans ad. And, there's this whole, I've got the best jeans, but it's like this wink of like, am I talking about jeans, the clothing, or am I talking about my actual jeans as a blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl? And, everybody's in an uproar. And as far as I'm concerned, as soon as Donald Trump starts tweeting in your defense, it's over.
there's no ambiguity here. There's no ambiguity about what the game you're trying to play, the wordplay. Listen, I love words. We love words on this podcast.
Oh, yes.
We understand, but like you also, the implications are just blatant. And she's talking about having blue eyes and blonde. Did you say blonde hair too? Like there's no mistake.
I think she says either blonde hair or like these
eyes or something like that.
The first ad said, like the billboard ad said jeans, Genes, with it crossed out and then like jeans on it. So they were definitely winking at it.
Yes.
But it has started a whole uproar online. And again, look at who is defending you, mama.
Right. The people who double down on white supremacy.
Yes, absolutely.
And that takes me to this other crazy news story about there's a white supremacy community that is whites only community up in the Ozarks, and I think it's in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And it's called Returned to the Land, and their addendum is no Jews, no blacks, no gays. But joke's on them because we don't care. We absolutely could care less.
Good for
Have
y'all.
a good time. Goodbye. Like less of y'all to fucking worry about in the world. What are you talking about?
Yes, we're going to talk about all of that and more this week on Lemme Fix It.
Ooh, wait. No.
Listen. Wait.
I hate you for that.
Let me fix it. Welcome back to Let Me Fix It, the podcast that says closed mouths don't get fed, so I'm asking everybody for a bite.
Nom.
I'm hungry, y'all. Give me some money.
Wait, I do have an egg sandwich here.
Oh!
It's a busy day. It's a busy day.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm Francesca Ramsey. I'm an actress. I'm a producer, a writer, and graphic designer.
And I'm DeLon Grant. I'm an actor, a singer, photographer, writer, and educator, and also hungry in the middle of his lunch.
Yeah, I mean, DeLon, we're early today. So, I went to the gym.
You're real early today, friend. You know what? Oh, God bless you. It is so early for you. That's right, girl.
You know what it is? It's not that it's so early for me. I start my morning I get up at like almost 6 so that I can get ready and go to the gym at 7. And then usually I take the animal on a long walk. But today I was like, we got like a 10-minute
I appreciate you.
mini walk so we can get on here today. So I have not had my second breakfast yet, but after we record, I'm digging the fuck in.
Yeah, no, this is mine, second breakfast.
How are you doing so far? You're out in the world. You're still in New York.
Carmen fucking San Diego? No, I am currently on Cape Cod in Massachusetts.
Oh,
so yes. We were rehearsing the show in New York, and then yesterday we took a train to a plane to a bus, 6.5 hours to get to Cape Cod, and then we had a little barbecue and settled into the theater. But today we're in tech.
Okay.
So the show opens tomorrow. This episode's not coming out until Wednesday.
Yeah.
But tomorrow's my birthday. I just want to tell everybody, wish a motherfucker happy birthday.
My man. Hype him up in the comments, class.
Okay, but we're opening around my birthday, so that's kind of a celebration, which is nice.
That's so exciting. Well, we have a lot to talk about, so let's dive in. This is Let Me Fix It. All right, so this Billy Porter, Mona Lisa Cosmetics, Delon. What is it about every celebrity coming out with a makeup line?
I feel like we said at the beginning, I feel it's just it's the right to entry. It's like par for the course. Like you said, you come out the womb and you have to have it. But I feel like it's a low bar money grab, right? Your brand is what it is, and you have enough fans. I forget the guy's name, but there's a marketing guru who talks about as long as you have 1,000 true fans, you can sustain a career. So I feel like they're capitalizing on their fans, and which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think for Billy Porter specifically, Rihanna made $1 billion, Kylie Jenner made $1 billion, right? So it makes sense for them.
But they were early adopters to their credit, and 100%. And I think it's interesting because sorry to cut you off here.
It's okay.
The Rihanna comparison, I feel like her name gets brought up so much, but what she really did differently was Fenty said, we're going to offer 8 bajillion different shades. And that was a big deal. Other brands were not doing that.
It's about positioning. Like they told a story.
Yes.
They positioned themselves really well, and they made it which accessibility is how they position themselves. But Billy Porter, I guess maybe queer fans,
it feels late.
It feels very late.
It feels
also
really
feels
late.
Like, not for nothing, I'm going to meet him someday and I'm going to be like, I said that shady thing on my podcast. But the makeup is never right. The makeup is never right.
It's not right.
You know what I mean?
It's not right.
Even in the ad for this, the eyelashes, I'm like, what's happening with the eyelash?
Yeah. Well, this is a quote from Women's Wear Daily. Was it WWD? That's Women's Wear Daily. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like this is the first outing of the brand is about exploration. It's about people who just want to simply explore. It's about identifying who you really are and understanding deep within one's soul that you are worthy and having no fear to proclaim that to yourself.
He did not say anything. Those are just that is a gobbledygook of words. That means nothing. What is he saying?
It's also just like, look, if you want to wear makeup, wear makeup.
Totally.
But and to your point, if he's trying to do this thing for queer folks, okay. But this language is just so nothing burger.
Yes.
And maybe it's not about having no fear. It's just bitch, I want to put a lash on. It doesn't need to be.
Well, and to that point, can you hone in on specifically what you do? Remember when we talked about Christina, season 1 of the podcast, and we were like, why doesn't Christina have a red lip?
Just a red lip.
That is so specific to her and would sell like hotcakes, right?
Yeah.
That's what you do. Billy needs that. I don't know what it is, but it's not this.
I was going to ask, what do you think it is? And
so I put Billy in this category of, we all have body dysmorphia, not everybody, but the culture and gay culture specifically. I categorize gay body dysmorphia in different categories, meaning there's some gays who go to the gym like crazy, have a 6-pack or the steroids and all that kind of stuff. Then there are girls who I don't give a fuck. I'm just out here in my Speedo living a life. Yeah. And then the caftan gays. And
Billy is a fucking caftan gay.
Get into caftans. Why aren't you wearing caftans, leisure wear, beach wear all day, Billy Porter?
Oh my God. It's Billy Porter on a boat.
Yes.
It's resort wear.
With that nasty ass weave swinging in the wind.
But also a headscarf. This is really smart because I love that it goes for the caftan gays, but it also goes to the aunties.
Yes,
and I feel like the aunties are an underserved like market.
Heard.
You know what I mean? Like
totally.
we talk about skincare, it's or skincare and beauty. It feels very like Gen Z, millennial coded, and the aunties have money. You know what I mean?
Fran,
like.
And even if you don't, you have a credit card. Okay.
Yeah, you know, and Delon, I am honestly pissed that I didn't fucking think of this. The caftan gay is perfect
and
for
call
him.
it the caftan gay.
And it's and again, the auntie of it all, it's like you want comfort.
Yes.
You're not trying to have a fucking spank on.
Yes.
You're not trying to have a bodycon dress on. A caftan, and it's size inclusive.
Yes.
Everybody
and it could be like
ugh.
you could have a peekaboo, you know what I mean, on the side, different versions. Like because I think some people think like caftans are a big moo-moo, and I don't think they have to be. It's just about feeling comfortable in clothing that's pretty. That's a bright
But you
color.
can also do like, yes, it's technically a moo-moo, but like I love a caftan that has like a low cut in the front, so it kind of shows like a little bit of titty,
a little cleavage,
a little cleave. I will also say, remember when we were in Mexico and you bought that yellow caftan and you wear it with like a little pant underneath it? It is set.
It is so great.
I
should have brought that to Cape Cod.
I was pissed that Delon snatched that. He put it on. He was like, "This is." I was like, "Yeah."
And it was pretty unisex, but it looked like a female store.
Oh, it was. It was absolutely a woman's store, but it looks great on you. And I was so mad because I was like, I can't buy it now.
I will shop in the women's section all day. Wait, do you have a product for Billy that would better suit him than cosmetics?
Man, I think you really killed it with the caftan gaze. I was gonna say, because he does love like a dress or a skirt, I was gonna say like a skirt line, like a unisex. But I think the caftan is a better fix for that, and I really love that.
Yeah, that goes back to, remember when you and I had that idea about like having like just like a unisex store and like figuring out how to do that? That's like such a great idea. Don't steal it.
A few brands have tried to do a unisex moment, and it's always fallen flat for me because it's just like shirts and pants, and I think the caftan is a perfect fix because you can wear it as a dress, but as for a man, you can wear it with pants underneath it, and it's a very chic look, especially in the summer when it's hot. And I would also say,
I love a sheer moment. You're wearing a lovely sheer moment right now. I love a sheer moment. I love a mesh moment. And I think taking the caftan, like the flow of the caftan, like if the material becomes your signature, then it's not only caftans, it's t-shirts, it's pants, it's scarves. Like I think there's so much. Billy, come on now with it. We're doing it for you.
Put us on the team. Put us on the team. The makeup line is not it.
What would your like skincare brand be named if you had one? What would your cosmetics brand be named?
I mean, this is just like me pulling this out of my ass. Black don't crack. Yeah. And you know what I would do instead of going the makeup version or the full skincare version? I am a big proponent of sunscreen. I don't care what color you are. You need to be wearing sunscreen every single day.
So true.
And I think in the black don't crack of it all, the sunscreen is going to be the key to your longevity of your skin. And, so many people are doing all these fillers and all this stuff trying to look young. The sunscreen is the key that's going to help preserve your skin every single day. So I wouldn't do these toners and creams and whatever. I would stick with one thing. It's just a sunscreen. Like an everyday sunscreen. I have been using Supergoop. This is not sponsored. It has a little sparkle to it, which is like kind of fun. And sometimes when you don't, you just run errands or whatever, and I just use that kind instead of my regular sunscreen. So yeah, what about you? What would your skincare or makeup brand be called?
I would, there's an apostrophe in my name, Delon.
Yes.
So it would be like, it would be the actual thing. I'd be like, the cream. It would be Delon, but
yeah,
it would be
but
the cream.
Whatever.
Yeah, the mascara, the whatever, the blah blah blah. Yeah, was that nice marketing?
That is the branding, and like I can just see the apostrophe kind of having its own moment, like in maybe in your design, like maybe there's a face, and it almost looks like you've got a big apostrophe.
See, I would hire your ass to design it. That's what I would do.
God, like this shit. Delon, we are just.
Come on, symbiotic.
You're my husband.
Let's talk about Shannon. What's up with Shannon Sharpe now? Come on.
All right. So ESPN fires Shannon Sharpe after he does this $50 million settlement. And as I hinted at in our cold open, a number of celebrities trying to tell him, including Monique. Now, Monique, sometimes she's a little weird, but when Monique is right, she is fucking right. And she said to him, she said, you need to stop messing with these young girls. You need to, and she would have stepped further and said, she said, you need to get a fat old woman who can
fat
cook
old black
for you.
Woman who's going to cook for you and rub your feet and put some oil on your
And
feet.
Shannon did not listen.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think there's so many levels.
Wait, she said, and you know what her name is? Elladora. She's so fucking funny.
I mean, look, she was clearly making a joke, but she was also giving him some hard truths. But like you brought up, Delon, the reality is a lot of men, and this is not just heterosexual.
Talk about it.
This is a male coded thing.
Listen,
want younger partners to take advantage of them. And I saw someone say this online and I thought it was so brilliant. Whenever men say this, oh, well, I just want a younger woman and they can understand me more. It's like, but you don't have 18-year-old friends. You're not friends with an 18-year-old.
Yes.
You're not hanging out at the schoolyard with the boys shooting hoops.
When you start saying it like that, I get very uncomfortable. Context. Let's talk about it. Yes. Because
again, you want someone you can take advantage of.
Right. If nothing else, you don't want the wherewithal for them to, this is taking advantage of them, but just get more specific. Mm-hmm. You don't want them to go see through your bullshit.
Yes.
You want them to see how kind and generous and all those things. And that's easy to fall into, your web.
And you have less life experience. And I'm gonna keep it buck. I have had times where I'm talking to somebody, a peer at an event or something, and I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, I'm 27. I'm like, yeah, I could tell. And that's no shade, but I'm trying to talk to you and see eye to eye with you. Right. And I'm realizing there's just a level of life experience here. And it's not a diss. It's just I can feel it. And to seek that out for a romantic partnership. And in this instance, clearly he had more of a financial privilege over this girl.
Right.
And that is intentional. I can wine and dine you.
Yes, exactly. That's it. I mean, we all want to be taken care of. And and who's to say that she didn't look at it as if it's cachet, right?
Oh, right.
She's going back to her community as the 18-year-old,
yeah.
However old she is, and going oh my God, I'm with this celebrity who has this house and millions of dollars in the car and all that. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I think, again, it's the naivete of youth. I think a lot of times what happens, and I'll call myself out here. I remember being 18 and dating a guy that was in college, which is not a huge age gap, but I felt really special and cool, right? That is what often happens. These men are saying, oh, you're so mature and I just feel like I have this connection with you. And it's hard not to be like, that's right, I'm so grown and cool.
Right.
When it's like, no, mama, you're being taken advantage of.
And just to play devil's advocate, they are adults legally.
Yes.
And so there is a world where I feel like these men or people who support these men or this idea push back and go, well, they're actively getting involved in the relationship too, and it's all legal. But that doesn't say that there's not a moral question there.
Yes. And thank you for saying that, because a lot of times people go, well, they're an adult. Yes. Legally, she is an adult, but let's be real here. You're still a child at 19.
It's just a power imbalance.
It's exactly.
Just an inherent power imbalance.
One thing I wanted to point out that I think is just really just mind-blowing in this whole situation is this girl was an OnlyFans model, and that is worth noting because when this settlement happened, she posted on her Instagram, hey guys, I'm shutting down my OnlyFans. So Shannon Sharpe effectively retired this young woman from OnlyFans. Shout out to her. Girl. But it's also interesting considering when Shannon Sharpe's daughter was getting married, he gave Miss Mama a $30,000 budget for her wedding. And I only know that because he was bragging about it. My kids aren't going to, they're not a cash cow. So you helped this young girl attain financial independence. You gave her family wealth for generations, and you wouldn't even give your own kid 100,000. I mean, you don't need $100,000 wedding, but give her a $30,000 budget.
If you got $50 million, you can pay $50 million. Come on now. And listen, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I don't think a wedding should cost that much money.
It shouldn't.
Right?
It shouldn't.
But your point still stands. It's like, and that's karma. I think the universe going like, oh, really, sir? You're going to be that stingy with your blood? Or are we going to take a little bit more? You know?
And be that stingy and brag about it as if it's something that we should all be like, wow, oh my God, like so cool of him. Like, sir, give your child some money. That's totally fine.
Right.
Okay, my question is, Delon, what do you think Shannon Sharpe does next? Look, let's be real. We all know that assaulting people is not enough to ruin your career.
Right.
You're not going anywhere.
Not in 2025. No.
But is there a pivot in his future?
I mean, he already has that like sit down podcast that all those that have gone viral. So like, I feel like that's the pivot. Like if you look at Chris Cuomo from CNN, if you look at who's the other guy from CNN that got fired, whose show's going really well, the black one.
Oh, Don Lemon,
Joy Reid, who got fired from MSNBC. Everyone's gone to the internet, and like now they have their shows on the internet. So I feel like that's the logical move.
The recession indicators every. Every celebrity is like, what are y'all normal? Y'all people are doing that shit. Okay, let me get my ring light out.
Girl, well, it's like all the celebrities when they came to streaming. Like when they came to TV, I was like, why is Meryl Streep on a streaming service? Why is Meryl Streep doing television?
And they're all in commercials now.
There aren't any fucking jobs, you know? So I feel like he has enough of an audience, and I feel like he'll pivot this into like, oh, I was wrong, then let's have a sit down and so on and so forth, you know?
Yeah. I mean, look, I am of the mind that I've never been someone to watch his shows. I do see the viral clips, but I'm never impressed with, again, the clips that are resurfacing now are really quite telling because he's a bad interviewer. He's like not really listening to what he doesn't know how to yes and. He is very contrarian. I've seen a lot of clips where, somebody says something. There's a clip of him with Amanda Seales, and he says to Amanda, well, your mother is white. And Amanda says, no, she isn't. And he just she was like,
you have a producer that did some research? What are you talking about?
And like, she was so, rightfully annoyed, but it's like, sir, you literally have one job. Absolutely. It's to know what the fuck you're talking about. And he was just so combative in that. Every clip that I saw from it, I was just like, why would anyone go on this man's show?
Yeah, so, I feel like it's become just an opportunity for some celeb to like have a hot take or for them to redeem themselves in some way. Amanda Seales, Cat Williams, Monique, those are the ones that I've seen the most.
Yeah, but the interviews are like 3 hours long. It's like, who has the time? Like, I don't know. I mean, look, if anything, what I would really love to happen, and unfortunately I don't think is going to happen, is a real healthy conversation about consent. Because every single time these stories come out, people are like, well, it sounds like she wanted and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? If I say yes one time and I say no another time, the no is the no. Right. Like, just because you've done something once doesn't mean you're not allowed to say no. Just because you are a sex worker doesn't mean that you don't get to say no. Right. I mean, again, it's just so frustrating that we have to keep repeating this stuff. But my hope is that is the conversation that continues to be hammered home. Is that going to happen? No, a lot of slut shaming and a lot of just,
it is new. Like, just given like the history of the species and the history of the world, it is like new that we're pushing this consent thing. And so I appreciate that. Like we're trying to talk about it despite it not having legs in some ways, Yeah.
And I don't know that I mean, maybe it's new, but it's more of the sense that like consent is nuanced. And I think people get really confused if like somebody doesn't jump out at a bush and like hold you down. Right. They're like, well, then, it's fine. And it's like, no, like you need to have enthusiastic, active consent, and consent should and can be very sexy. Are you into this? Do you want to do this? Can I touch you? All of those things. And that it's an ongoing thing and that you can change your mind at any point. And I just think that, as we are dismantling fucking sex education and access to abortion and all of that stuff. And again, the birth rate is going down. So a lot of women are saying, I'm not going to do it, which we talked about last episode. But first and foremost, more people need to be comfortable with listening to people's cues and actively saying, I don't want to do this, or I do want to do this, so that we can make a safer world for everybody, regardless of gender.
Truly. This one is really strange to me. I don't understand why American Eagle doesn't understand, because whatever. So we're talking about Sydney Sweeney and this American Eagle ad. Also, American Eagle was dead and is dead. So I think they're also bubbling because people are now talking about it. But class, really go and watch this Sydney Sweeney thing if you haven't. They've edited it down so it doesn't really look like it used to. So try to find the original clip. But, you know, Sydney Sweeney, people were in the comments on TikTok and on Instagram, and she came on Instagram and was tearful, like, just...
that tearful clip is old. That's a clip of her. Really? Yeah, it's been edited and shared now. She was responding to somebody calling her ugly on Twitter.
Oh, God.
And they tried
the internet.
Oh, the internet. They're manipulating it for viral clicks.
So, yeah. I mean, I think it's so blatant that it's white supremacy. It's so blatant that it's... meant to be kitschy and be pointed. And I don't appreciate being gaslit. I tell you what, Megyn Kelly loves it.
Right.
The conservatives are dying over it.
Yes. And that is the thing that I touched on in our cold open, is that even if we do the plausible deniability of you guys didn't know, and let's be real, I've worked in marketing, I've worked as a graphic designer. This ad went through hundreds, if not thousands of fucking reviews before it was put out. And there is a whole standards department that looks at things to make sure, is this legal to say? We're testing it. Like, we get, they have all sorts of eyes on it. So somebody brought this up. And if anything, they knew it was a possibility and they thought, hey, we're going to use this to our advantage. Okay. Yes. To your point about to be controversial, to your part about the gaslighting, the fact that Donald Trump is now doing press and saying, yes, Sydney Sweeney is being attacked, and I think she's great. She's better than Taylor Swift. I am behind her. And these white supremacists coming out and doing side by sides of Sydney Sweeney and then like a plus size black girl and being like, no more woke. This is what the woke left wants. And now here is, the fact that they are saying that should be a red flag to you.
Says enough. And I mean, listen, Donald Trump didn't know who Sydney Sweeney was before this even began. And somebody told him about it and he just retweeted it. Like, he has no fucking idea.
And the other thing is too, is like, if American Eagle wanted this viral moment, and this is what's happening, right? Instead of putting out this lukewarm statement of, we love everybody, Sydney Sweeney, she wanted to do this, whatever, they should have capitalized on the moment and put out some more ads with different diverse celebrities. Get the girl from the actress from Wicked who's in a wheelchair. I forget what her name is. Get a trans girl. Show a bunch of different people all saying we have great genes, and don't even acknowledge that the white supremacist thing happened or that they were taking it in that direction.
Right.
And say, and through your marketing show, oh no, we're not actually with that,
right.
And they could have done that, which would have been very smart, but instead they put out, again, to what you acknowledge was this very half-assed statement.
Yeah.
And people are buying it.
I love your idea. Like, just not only Sydney Sweeney, put out a diverse group of people in this marketing campaign, and don't say anything about it.
Yes.
You said the thing. That is the statement.
And have everyone just say, I've got great genes. And bam, that's it.
And you know what? And let the internet do its work. Let us get pissed. Let them get pissed. Let everybody be up in arms. And you go sit back and go, plausible deniability. Real plausible.
The last thing
it's just a brand.
Oh, the last thing I'll say before we move on is the ad might have actually hit a little bit better if the butt was filling out the jeans.
Girl.
How you telling me you got great jeans?
Flat back
and
booty.
You turn around, you got a long back. That's not. That's not selling me.
A long back.
That's not selling me. So, again, you can't, your body is your body, but if the jeans actually had a little, because I have some jeans that have like
you got a long
lacing
back.
up
I'm kidding.
I have some jeans that have lacing up the back, so you tie them tight to snatch you up and give you more of that, because I'm not shaped that.
You got hips. You have
I do, but I'm kind of square here, and so give you a little shaping.
Right.
And the jeans aren't doing that. And that's what I want to see when you are putting jeans on, to kind of give you more of a figure. So,
and you know where they need to be selling these jeans is at this return to the land segregation up in the Ozarks, because this is crazy. This whites only, like, here's the thing. Whites, this already exists. There are communities in the suburbs where Black people are not, we're talking about redlining, like we couldn't even get loans.
The problem. They don't know their history.
Right. We couldn't even get loans to live in certain parts of the country, certain areas. But there are, like, not only like class in terms of economics, but there are still suburbs where you move in and people look at you like crazy. So you want to go in the woods and create one? Have at it.
Well,
more for us.
And this is what's crazy, is they really want us to be mad, because I've seen so many clips on social media that are like, well, if Black people went and made their own thing, we have made our own fucking thing. Tulsa, Rosewood, and guess what y'all fucking did? Y'all burned that shit to the ground. Anytime throughout history, Black people have created their own fucking thing. And so this idea of like, well, y'all are mad. No one is mad.
No one's mad.
No one is mad.
Have at it. Have at it. I hope you live and prosper. There's please.
Well, and that's the real gag, is you're not going to prosper, because the reality is y'all don't want to fucking do the work. You want any single time Black people, people of color, queer people start their own clubs, start their own anything, those motherfuckers always like, well, what do y'all do? We feel left out. How do we get
the dances on TikTok? I see these little white girls and boys dancing. I'm like, y'all don't even know where this came from. Doing the WAP, doing the this, doing that.
Taking AAVE and queer slang and calling it Gen Z slang.
Crazy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Gotta be nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the only thing I will say that does concern me is I worry about kids growing up in these environments, especially not getting formal educations, because a lot of these people want to do homeschooling. And I am really worried about the generations that are being raised without an actual understanding of their history.
I would push back. Let it be Jonestown. Listen.
That's dark, but okay.
It is dark, but yes. Like if that's what you chose, I hope, to your point, I have empathy, and I hope those kids get what they need and get out, because they did not choose that.
Yes.
But I have less empathy and less compassion for the adults that choose, the people that choose that.
The parents, so I'm saying, absolutely not. But again, the kids I do worry about. And I will say, I've heard about a number of people who are raised with conservative people, or raised in, cults, and decide and realize I need to get out, but it's a very hard road to like leave behind everything and like have no support and have no community.
Yeah, I hear you. I think my only thing is, like, I grew up in my circumstances, which were very poor, which were like, addictive parents and all those kinds of things. And like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you
can't help how you're raised. You can't who your
help
parents
it.
are.
You can't help it. Even like, the affluent kids, they have struggles in and of themselves too. I hope y'all aren't struggling, and I'm not an asshole. I'm just a realist.
Yes, no, that's really fine. But look, I'm really proud of us, because we have been hitting this YouTube thing hard. We're trying something a little bit new and making this a fast and snappy one, because according to our analytics, the 25-ish minute mark is where the audience seems to really hang on and then be like, peace out, sister. Cute. So class, let us know in the comments what it is that you would like us to talk about next week. Maybe there's a brand or a musician or a movie that you would like us to fix. Or you can also send us a tagline to lemmefixitpod@gmail.com, and we might use it in the show.
And let us know what your makeup brand would be. Would you do mascara? Would you do a Q-tip? What would you... What would you market?
Oh my God, a D-tip. That's your
tip. The tip.
Please, yes, that's so funny. Tell us the name of your makeup or skincare brand in the comments.
You already know where to get us here on YouTube, but don't forget to hit that notification bell, as well as the subscribe button for new episodes. We come out every Wednesday. We love you. We appreciate you. I'm Delon.
I'm Francesca, and this was Lemme.